How are you doing, everybody? Kev Rashford here. This is not the stuff in the van. It's obviously a live match reaction to Spurs 0, Man United 1. How mint was that? How great is it to go into a match and actually feel some kind of confidence? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got Man United playing. It's just great to see, innit? I mean, everywhere you go, you always take De Gea with you. It's as simple as that. I can't really remember a goalkeeping performance like that. That was Peter Schmeichel-esque, wasn't it? Loads of people jumping in now on the live comments. Everybody, ole, ole, ole. I think the thing is, everybody, the feel-good factor is back. Yes, Kev says Ruben Mosquez. Oh, yes. Yes, brother. Anyway, listen, Man United. I said it in my van camp on Friday. If you've missed it, make sure you watch that. But I did say the Solskjaer thing, I felt the appointment by Woodward, it's a safe one. Because obviously the fans, we all love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I said this will be his first big test. First big test was Tottenham. This was the first big team. And he has passed it with flying colours. The thing was, I don't mind. I know United are shit at the back. We were expecting Spurs, the onslaught at the end and that. But we rode the storm. You know, Phil Jones pretty much marked Harry Kane out the game. When do you ever hear of things like that, man? Phil Jones, let that one sink in. And that's the madness. This team under Mourinho, these are the same players. Solskjaer's not brought anyone different in. And these players are actually performing now. Marcus Rashford looks reborn. It's obvious that he didn't get on with Sir Alex Ferguson, with Jose Mourinho. And honestly, he's all over the pitch. His work rate is absolutely infectious. It's absolutely brilliant. 23 people watching live. They're coming in now. Ismaili says Pogba, top class. Nick Collis says De Gea, the GOAT, greatest of all time. I always thought about that when I heard the GOAT. I was like, why are they calling him the GOAT? You know, he's not Sean GOAT. He's not a GOAT. The greatest of all time. I've worked it out. I know what we're doing. Let me know what you thought of the match. I mean, how can you not be happy with beating Tottenham 1-0 at Wembley? I mean, this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Honestly, the way that he's portraying himself at the minute, how could you not give him the job? Now, I wasn't one of them that was on the bandwagon, but you've got to look at this. This is a big game, man. Solskjaer's made history today by winning this match. He's won every single game that he's managed for Man United. And the way he's got the players playing, I'm flabbergasted. It's really, really good. And it's good to go into it feeling confident. Adrian Smith said, who needs Poch? And that's the thing. You almost thought like Tottenham would be there today thinking, oh, you know, Pochettino, is he going to United, this, that. If anything, us beating him today, this is just strengthening the argument for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting this job full time. Getting Kev from Gary, yeah, get in. It is fantastic result, that. Really, really good. Let's see, Phil Mike Hunt said Woodward needs to find the money for a centre-back ASAP. Yeah, he does. There's no doubt we're going to strengthen. Will Solskjaer get the funds to strengthen in January? Or are United, you know, have they lined up Pochettino? We're going to be kept in the dark. But at the minute, this ride with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the sentimental value, everything, how can you not love him? You know, look at the passion on the bench. We never really got that from Mourinho. You got Mike Phelan. He stood in that box, you know, at the side of the pitch, Mike Phelan. It's no coincidence that the instructions that he's given to them players, the players are all responding to it. Yeah, they've had this trip to Dubai and all that. A lot of people jump on it going, oh, this, that. But, you know, it's worked out, hasn't it? Ismaili says he killed our team's confidence. Arrogant was the word that he's just used. It is true that. And I was one of them. I bought into it when Mourinho took over at United. I wanted it to work. I really thought he'd buy into the United way, the youth thing. I thought he'll get United. But it became apparent after a long sort of space of time, Mourinho, if anything, he is a bit like a has-been. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is totally different. He's a younger manager. He's obviously got different ways, the way that the team's set up today. I've always said attack is the best form of defence. And if there's one thing that Man United did today, I didn't mind the fact that we played a bit on the back foot. We invited Tottenham on because we looked so dangerous attacking at the other end of the field. You knew that if Martial, Rashford, and it was proved in the first half, when Pogba played that ball out to Rashford, you just knew if we got one chance, somebody got slipped in, one-on-one, United were going to take that chance. And that's what it was all about today. It's like that video of Solskjaer, the one where he's at Mould on the training ground, and he's just dogging all the players going, shoot, you got the ball, you fucking shoot. You know, and that's what United are doing today. Pogba probably should have scored. We had a few chances. But in and around that box now, it's like Solskjaer has actually put it into their heads and said, if you get the ball, you get a chance, just shoot. Yeah, good impression that, innit? Adrian Smith says, Solskjaer commands respect, Poch good manager, but no links to United. Yeah, he's got no links to United, totally agree with it. And the speculation today that United are looking at Diego Simeone from Atletico Madrid, what is all that about? You know, if ever there was a manager who's like a bit of a younger version of Jose Mourinho, why? I love Simeone, I love what he's done at Atletico Madrid money-wise and that, but bring him to Man United. You know, you're getting a manager who sets up defensively. You know, he's not going to go out like United did today and think, on the counter-attack, we're going bang, 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 bang. He sets up solidly, so I wouldn't want Simeone. Banana Man 1 says, look at Pogba on Sky. I would if I had a telly near me, but I haven't, so that's that one pretty much ruined. Smash the like button, people, says Phil Mike Hunt. Honestly, they're the wisest words I've heard all day, and I've heard loads of people talking. I've heard legends on Sky like Gary Neville talking spiel, and Mike Hunt has just nailed it. Nikki there says De Gea, absolutely amazing. David De Gea is... What would have happened, right, if Ed Woodward would not have switched off that fax machine the night of that transfer deadline day? Imagine losing De Gea. That has just proved that De Gea is at the most important player at Manchester United. When he left Sir Alex Ferguson, De Gea got, Player of the Year 3 seasons in a row. And I looked at that as a bit of a negative. I thought, we're Man United and our goalkeeper's getting Player of the Year every season, under Moyes, under Van Gaal and that. Now, if he got it, he'd get it for the right reasons. De Gea has been absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. Player of the season so far. And today, that just reaffirms that thing that if Woodward had not switched off that fax machine that night when Real Madrid tried to, send through that fax. And if anything, Ed Woodward, I don't like him. I think he's an absolute dick. But what a stroke of genius, man, turning off the fax machine, yeah? It's not coming through. Don't be sending them faxes through at this time on deadline day. Everywhere you go, you always take De Gea with you. Loads coming through. Russ Dillon says, yes, Kev. Red on top, Dave saves. Neil Driscoll says, Ollie, we do. Yeah, of course we do. David Birtwhistle in the house. Dave's Brexit, he says. Yeah, listen, this is the only second live video I've done. I've had to come through the kitchen here because the wife's in the front room. Something's coming on the telly, she's watching. But Joseph Safi says, where is the van at? Well, obviously the van's not here. People think that I live in this van. Do you know what is all that about? I have got a life. I've got a house that I live in. I don't live in the van. I know it's called Man United Van Cam, but that's because the majority of it is done in the van. Listen, I'm going to wrap up and 56 people watching now. I might stay on for another half an hour or so. Harry Phelan says, De Gea, the GOAT. I've got it now, the greatest of all time. Loving it. Loads coming through. Banana Man says, my elbow is itching just for... What do you mean your elbow's itching? What's going on here? Come on, United, says Scott. A Banana Man scratched it now. Listen, mate, if you've got a scratch, just itch it. Where are we going with this, man? What time of day is it? 10 to 7 on a Sunday and people are itching elbows. I need to get a life, man. Have a bit of Heineken. What a win, says Mad Mark. Darren Said, love you. I love you too, mate. I love you all. It's great. And for some reason, I was just ready to say I'm going to leave now, but for some reason, like, loads of people are joining. Hey, Kev, good win today. Remind me of Newcastle away 96, says Lewis. Absolutely bang on the money. Do you know, when I said that before, that performance from De Gea was Peter Schmeichel 96-esque against Newcastle. But it was obviously a different kind of game, because I thought Newcastle that game in 96 absolutely sort of dominated us. How we come away with Eric Cantona scoring that goal was unbelievable. It was almost like daylight robbery, but we got the job done. Today it was a bit different, because I felt it was end-to-end stuff. It was like anybody could score. It was great to see. Sorry, I burped, and that Heineken's coming back up. I was finding fault in it. David Conreen, what a man, is in the house. He says, do you believe now, Kev? Conreen, mate, I always believed. I just thought that Solskjaer coming in was a safe appointment. I thought it was very Ed Woodward, because nobody's going to slag it off. No one's going to question it, going, what's Solskjaer coming in for? You know, what's he going to do? I've listened to loads of arguments. Loads of people have said, look at the way Zidane took over at Real Madrid. You know, even Di Matteo to an extent at Chelsea. You know, ex-players can make good managers. And I always thought Roy Keane, out of all the players I've seen at Man United, I thought Roy Keane is the one that will make a manager. And in a way, he's proved me wrong, because I think Keane's proved that he couldn't manage egos, he couldn't manage players. You know, Keane's mindset is basically to just dog everybody. Whereas you get a manager like Solskjaer, he comes in and he's obviously putting an arm around players. He's a polar opposite to what Mourinho was, or still is. He's come in there, he's put an arm around these players. He's got Pogba playing with confidence. Martial looks a bit happier. Rashford looks reborn. All these players now, they should have been playing for the shirt anyway. I've always maintained that. I've said that, if anything, I think it was a shithouse thing to do if they did down tools. You know, if you're thinking, oh, I don't like the tactics, I don't like what's being done, at least have a bit of pride in doing it for yourselves. Do it for the fans that are travelling to and from the games. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now has come in, and obviously what he's doing is working, and the proof's in the pudding. Man United look absolutely rejuvenated, and yeah, it's happy times at the minute. It's not often, like I say, it's only a second live video that I've done, but I thought, oh, come on, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. There's no bandwagon to jump on. I just jumped on because I wanted to say my little piece, because I'm sat in there on my own. So, you know, I thought, yeah, it sounds a bit sad actually, doesn't it? It's like I need some people to talk to. Brad Parker, oh, that one's gone. Love the saying, the proof is in the pudding, says Charlie Sears. It is true, Simon. The Bomb says the clean sheets have returned. And that was one thing that United was always built on. Now we just need to sort the defence out. Any good team is always built from the back. I think Mourinho did try doing that, but ultimately it was at the other end of the field where things just were not working. You know, we had a front three, four, a fantastic attacking talent, and Mourinho just didn't know what to do with them or get the best out of them. He was more obsessed with getting them to track back and do defensive duties. You're not telling me that Tony Marshall, you know, defensively is great. No, Pogba's not. No, Rashford's not. So just let them stay up the other end of the field. What you're getting here is a lesson in football, and I know you're all thinking, Kev, this is absolute mint, and it is, because I'm telling you how it is. Get the ball into them lot at the top and shoot, like Solskjaer says. Football's an easy game, man. I think it was Paul Scholes who said, you know, football's it's an easy game, just complicated by idiots, and it is, with all these stats and all that shit. Just put the ball in the net. That's what we did today. We won 1-0, we're happy. Nicky Colley says Arsenal fans are shitting themselves. Well, if on the top of my head, I think we're level on points now with Arsenal, aren't we? And Arsenal, what was it? It was only a few weeks ago they were all, oh, like 22 games unbeaten, this, that, and all that shit. And we're having the worst season since records were written and all that. And now we're level on points with them. Ooh, didn't see that one coming. Yeah, well, we've won the last 6 under Solskjaer, which has been absolutely unbelievable. I've talked shit for nearly 15 minutes, which is actually even more unbelievable. Darren says, hey Kev, Steve told me that you fingered Betty from accounts. I can't believe I just read that one out. That's the thing with these live videos, because they all just flick up the comments, and then I commit to reading one. I think, right, I'm reading that one out, and you get something like that. Listen, mate, Steve is a good lad. Everybody sees, well, you don't see Steve, you just see me having a bit of crap with Steve on Van Cam, but he's got his problems. We've all got issues, mate, but yeah, Steve did finger Betty from accounts, yeah. Oh, night, mate. Sorry, that's my son saying night to me. Harry Phelan said, would you keep Ollie in charge on a permanent basis? I think, Harry, the argument for that is definitely strengthening now. I did say the games that we won before this, United should have been winning, and that's not being arrogant or anything. I said it on Van Cam. Tottenham was the first real test, and for me, Solskjaer has passed it with flying colours. Now, on the strength of that, I wouldn't like tonight go, Solskjaer, we're giving it him. If anything, Woodward is in a win-win situation because we wait till the end of the season, see how Solskjaer gets on. But if Solskjaer finishes in the top 4, when you look at when Mourinho was sacked and Solskjaer took over, I asked the question, do you think United will finish top 4? And the majority said no. But now, at this moment in time, what do you reckon? Do you reckon that United will finish top 4? Because this argument is going to strengthen every week. And if United keep picking up points like they've done, Arsenal obviously dropped points yesterday, then yeah, I mean, the argument is strengthening. We could possibly be looking at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer taking over. And like somebody said earlier, Poch who? Pochettino, eh? Ollie passed the test the moment he dropped Fellaini, says Riff, a man after my own heart there. Where was Fellaini today? Fellaini has definitely been dropped. Valencia's been dropped. And that's the thing, at least Solskjaer's got the balls to actually look at these players. He's given them all a chance, but even Lukaku getting dropped to an extent just slows down the play for me up front. Barca have Messi, we have David De Gea, yeah. I wouldn't mind Messi as well. We need a Disco Dave scoop, says Adrian Smith. Disco Dave will make a comeback on Van Cam, mate. I'd definitely getting him back. I should have been in touch with him earlier, actually, because obviously January, Disco Dave knows his shit, and he's... I've always said it, Guillaume Balaguer, he once tweeted him, I think he liked one of his tweets, so it means that he's definitely ITK, which means in the know. I'm going to jib off now, just see if I can get any more messages through. Nicky Colley says Fellaini is growing his afro back. Maybe that's why he didn't play today, but I've always said that when Fellaini shaved the fro, he lost his powers, lost magical powers, so he'll definitely get them back if he grows the fro back. You've been, well, getting, Kev says Matt Evans. Go on, Kev, have a pint on me. Thoughts on Jones, says Jack and Brad Gaming. Thoughts on Jones? I thought Jones had a really good game, surprisingly. The pink boots. If this was the game last year that he scored an own goal in, and I'm not going to beat around the bush, but when I heard his name in the team before it, and you think Harry Kane, who I rate as one of the best strikers in the world, he is world class, and you think you've got Phil Jones coming up against Harry Kane, I'm like, I was nervous, I was shitting myself, but he did a job on him today. Obviously could have scored a goal, but thought he did all right. John Vallandingham is in the house. What a legend, says baby's laughing. Well, hopefully, what, laughing at me? Or yeah, probably. Right, I'm going to do one that's nearly 20 minutes. I was only going to do 10 minutes. Spurs 0, Manchester United 1. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for all the comments. Likes up to 45. That's absolutely great. I will be back Friday with Van Cam. You know the usual shit, you know the drill. This needs to be a regular thing, says Kev. That's from Dave Conrain. It will be, mate. I just need to get the confidence to start doing this shit. And here's Sion Jones in the house. Thank you very much for the contribution on Van Cam as well, mate. Cheers, Kev. He says, yeah, you know I love you all, and the feeling's mutual. Great video, says Harry Phelan. Yeah, it's like I say, it's just me sat in the kitchen talking absolute bullshit. But Matt Evans says, missed the beginning because I was in the boozer with a load of miserable Everton fans. Tara Kev says, Dave Birtwhistle. I'm going to leave it on that. I'm going to go. Have a top night, enjoy yourself, and United 1-0. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, eh? See you later.